Welcome, family, to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, then go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you can be notified when we upload a new video. If you are already subscribed, then please give the video a like and share this video podcast with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. This podcast is available in 3 forms: audio, video, and a written transcript in order for us to reach our audience. I also cite all of my sources under Show and Prove on my Medium page, which is where I post my transcript. I use this platform to interact with everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups by giving Black business owners free airtime to promote their products and services. I give people in the faith community an opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, and ordinary law-abiding citizens an opportunity to share their special talents and skills to my listeners from around the globe. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast and YouTube channel to help them earn extra revenue during COVID-19. I also assist people on my friends list with creating basic websites, finding college scholarships and grants, housing and legal services, all for free. We need your help now more than ever. Our film project, Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins, is funded by the Black grassroots and the global Black family. I'm working with a shoestring budget as our community continues to grow. Our operational costs will also grow. If you got any value from our content this year, please consider supporting our film project in 3 ways. They are as follows: through our virtual store. We provide merchandise such as COVID face masks, coffee mugs, posters, handbags, and t-shirts. All the proceeds will go towards our film project. 2, through our PayPal page, Recover Chicago, which is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, is a faith-based community advocacy organization. Donations can be used as a tax write-off for U.S. citizens because this is a legal 501c3 nonprofit organization. 3, you can also support our film project by purchasing my revised book, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, 2nd edition, which is available on my Amazon author page. I provide each website on my transcript under Show and Prove. You can also find each website on my YouTube channel under About section. When you're supporting our YouTube channel or our podcast, you're supporting an independent Black network which will eventually employ Black people in our films, stage plays, and in our actual business. We're gonna start getting things done. We need to own and control institutions in our neighborhoods. If you are unable to participate on the show, no worries. After the show, I upload my video podcast on my YouTube channel and on my Anchor page. When you have a moment, please watch my latest video podcast. Leave a public comment in the section on my YouTube page and on my Facebook page about the topic. Please share my information with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. Instructions on how to participate on the show. First, watch my video podcast. This is called Side A. After I finish my presentation, then I will open up the phone lines through Facebook Messenger. This is called Side B. You can interact with me in real time either by voice call by clicking on the phone icon or by video call by clicking on the camera icon. I would like to remind our listeners to mark your calendar for November 10th, 2021. We will be celebrating the Grassroots Community Activist Movement 30th anniversary. If interested in participating on the show, then please send me a message to my Facebook inbox. I have 1,457 people on my Facebook friends list. I pray that God would touch the hearts and minds of people on my friends list and people in my social groups, that they would step up and do their part in supporting our film project by sharing our video podcasts with their friends. This will help get the ball rolling. Again, this is not my burden alone. This is a shared burden. The best that I can do at this time is to promote our Black media component, which is the podcast or the video podcast. Without support from the Black grassroots and the global Black family, I am unable to do my job. Work with me while I am alive. Don't wait until I'm dead to embrace my vision and plan for Black America and Africa. With that being said, today's topic is Black children worth saving. The second topic is Lori Lightfoot on the wrong foot. The third topic, how the financial elites changed the rules. My next topic, Senator Cory Booker and Joe Biden wants to pay illegal immigrants who were deported under Trump $450,000 per person. My first topic is Black children worth saving. This is the most important topic I have ever discussed, but we have to keep it 100. We are in a more dire situation than ever before. We have been forced to realize either we as a people are going to work together if we want to survive in America or embrace its extinction. We're in this situation because we refuse to unify as a racial group. It's really hard to get Black people to work together. For example, November 10th will mark 30 years that I have been pushing the grassroots community activist movement online, many social sites since 1991. My message has always been the same: to connect with like-minded Black people from around the globe and to offer a 21st century solution to solve our problems locally and globally. Yes, our children is worth saving. This is why I continue to do my show. I am trying to build something positive for them in Chicago before I turn the business over and take my talent and skills to Africa or to the continent and teach those who want to learn. We will never turn our backs on our youth. This is why it's so important that we get this film project fully funded and made so that we can move from behind a computer starting in Chicago. We need Black men to stand up and work with me. Our women and children have been waiting 29 years and counting. I ain't with giving up with the BS. Without children, there is no community. And without a community, there is no future. Marcus Garvey said, without confidence, we're twice defeated in the real race of life. With confidence, we won before the race even started. Being a sellout or a coon and not being for your people, that's not the way to go. If we can't fix our issues here in America, how can we fix the issues in Africa? So that's why I want to make sure I get this organization up and running here in Chicago first before I go to Africa. And besides, I'm on a shoestring budget, so I I can't do much right now until I'm able to get this film popping. That's just being real. Until we have a nation of our own, or on our own soil, where we own and control everything, then we will have true liberation. That's not here in America. That's in our ancestral homeland, Africa. We have a choice to continue to be treated like third and fourth class citizens in America, and marching and begging the financial elites for freedom, justice, and equality for another 53 years, or practice group economics to get our paper up, improve our communities as much as possible, and take our talents and skills back to the motherland. Black people have lost California because the financial elites have gentrified the black community left and right. It's happening also in California and here in Chicago, as well as in Atlanta. The financial elites don't want us to build anything. That's why they destroyed Black Wall Street. On the other hand, the wars in Liberia between Black Americans and Native Africans is a reality. My message to Native African brothers and sisters on my friends list and in my African group called Ghettos of Africa, if you are serious about me bringing the diaspora to your country, I need for you to come on this show and promote your business and or ministries. Also, if you are unable to participate on the show, then leave a comment about the topic and share with your friends. This will help expand our audience globally. Black America collectively have a spending power of $1 trillion. America do not really want us to leave. That's why the financial elites refuse to give us reparations. I am reaching out to the global black family. I don't want to die in America. I don't have enough support to get our film project off the ground. I don't have another 29 years to waste. The movie Black Panther was written very well, and they raised the bar. They earned $1 billion worldwide. My film is based on my experience and why I created Ghettos. If we are able to just generate 25 million from the film, that would be awesome. And I believe we can, but my goal right now is just trying to raise that 500,000 so that way, we can go ahead and get the ball rolling. My message to our young black listeners between the ages of 18 to 28, this organization is for your generation. I am unable to reach Generation X. Many of them are full of this Willie Lynch, or those who are on a spiritual high are no earthly good to the cause. You have been misled by the older generation who told you about being a safe Negro. Work hard and go to school, that's good and fine and dandy and all, but they're not giving you the tools to empower yourself. I don't do pipe dreams. I believe what my Creator has given me will change the lives of our members and our community, if given a chance. 29 years of rejection has not stopped me from trying to recruit brave and smart black people here in America and in Africa. The main reason why it's taken me so long to turn this virtual Christian socialist organization into a real Christian business is best described from the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 29. And it says, For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. So, yes, I'm running across a lot of people. They want to just sit up here and complain and all that stuff. And those are the kind of people I really don't want to talk to. I want to talk to other like-minded individuals that got goals and all that stuff. And for us to pull our resources together and to get this thing popping. That's who I'm trying to connect with on the real. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago will launch African tours. We will encourage our members to apply for their passports. We will meet continental Africans from my African group, Ghettos Gurkai of Africa, and we will go to South Africa. I can't do all of this. Where are all these black brainiacs who always talk about what we need to do? I am not afraid to teach you how to obtain your liberation while outsmarting your enemies within the community and outside of the community. Many of you are surrounded by Arabs, East Indians, Latinos, and whites. You better believe their parents are teaching them about how to obtain power. Gurkai of Chicago would teach our members the importance of benefits, assets, and resources. Without resources, we can't compete with other groups. We as black people continue to vote against our own interests. We don't hold those in our community who are destroying black lives and the community accountable. The solution is for us to unify with other like-minded black people. What I wrote in my revised book is only half of my knowledge. I am in Chicago because my mother was once one of the millions of blacks who was part of the great migration from the south to the north. The driving force behind the mass migration was to escape racial violence, pursue economics and educational opportunities, and obtain freedom from the oppression of Jim Crow. Black Southerners relocated to the northern states and the Midwest cities such as Chicago, New York, Detroit, and Pittsburgh. The labor supply was further strained with a decline in immigrants from Europe. All of this effort and opportunity for the black population to be the labor force in manufacturing jobs. When our people moved to the north, they faced racial violence, racial segregation, and what I call in my revised book, institutionalized racism, which is the same thing as systematic racism. For example, the Hamburg Club was an all-white organization that was responsible for terrorizing the black community during the Great Migration. Mayor Daley Sr. was a member of the Hamburg Club. Tensions and prejudice arose from white people having to adjust to the demographic change in their local communities. Black people who migrated during the second phase of the Great Migration were met with housing discrimination, restrictive covenants, and redlining, which created segregated neighborhoods, but also serving as a foundation for the existing racial disparities in wealth in the United States. Our people built something for about 20 to 30 years, then all that progress went up in smoke during the Civil Rights era. The financial elites decided to divide us based on social class. That gave rise to the black boule. A lot of the children during that migration phase were taught to believe that racism was a thing of the past. Black baby boomer generation got comfortable and complacent. Chicago race riot of 1919 having said that the Hamburg Club members were the ones involved with the murder of Eugene Williams on the beach. To learn more about this incident, go to my transcript on Medium and look under Show and Prove for more detail. Our parents and grandparents made an impact in Chicago. For example, Robert S. Ballard founded the Chicago Defender. Ida B. Wells migrated to Chicago. Chicago was founded by DuSable, a black man. Noble Drew Ali, Moorish Science Temple of America headquarters is located in Chicago. The Nation of Islam headquarters is located in Chicago. All I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if you relocate to Atlanta, Baton Rouge, Minneapolis, Pennsylvania, or New York City. In every inner city in America, you will find the same issues: drugs, gangs, gun violence, high crime rates, and failing schools. Ask me why. Because the financial elites engineered it that way. We can rebuild Black Wall Street in Atlanta, and the financial elites can take it away from us because they created the laws. And one law they have is called eminent domain, which means the government or its agents can export. Anyway, they can take your private property for public use. Many black neighborhoods have been replaced with expressways. Do the research. I am not here to run my mouth. I am here to recruit brave and smart black people from around the globe to work with me directly and turning my vision and plan into a reality. I want to build something positive for our young black youth and their families. I want the global black family to know my story and all of the nonsense I had to endure just because I wanted to do something positive for my people who are trapped in American ghettos. Because once I don't want to go through this foolishness in Africa, so I want to replicate the same type of business. We're going to screen people, those that's not interested. We'll pray for them, we'll show them tough love, and we'll keep it moving. I'm only responsible for my members. I promise my members they will never have to endure such foolishness because this organization, we will raise the bar in Black America, in Africa, in the Caribbean, and in Brazil. Anywhere that we make our presence known, we will raise the bar. In my revised book, I discuss in detail what I did for my community. For 2 years, I did street ministry. During my street ministry, I ran across Hebrew Israelites, Moors, or American Moors, Nubians, and people and members of the Nation of Islam. I witnessed to prostitutes, drug dealers, and even homeless individuals. Although I fed a few homeless people here and there, I felt like I was not making a real impact. It was like putting a Band-Aid on an open wound. The wound needed stitches. And that's what my organization is going to bring, stitches to sew up the open wounds. But since I lacked the support to get my organization up and running, this is why I turned to social media to get my message out loud and clear. I offer something that no black politician nor any black leader in America has, and that is a solution to solve all our social problems in America if given a chance. I use my social groups, my online talk show, my blog postings, my revised book, and now my future urban Christian film to promote my vision and plan. This is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group in America. And this is what I want to be remembered for. Trying. Not just sitting up here complaining about it. Our mission is to eradicate urban violence in Chicago through art, culture, commerce, and spiritual development. Our objective is to strengthen the black family by working directly with broken families in the black community. My organization is different from other black organizations because it's based on my experience. And like I say, my credibility is my revised book, this my online talk show, everything that I'm trying to do. That's my credibility because it's being documented. My organization will be membership based, so that way I don't have to sit up here and keep, trying to ask people, if they want to be a part of the organization, or if they, trying to find like-minded individuals. In this organization, we want to connect with other like-minded individuals, point blank, and separate ourselves from those that don't want nothing out of life. And like I say, mark my words, once I start making money, that's when everybody's going to want to come out the woodwork. But again, all this unnecessary rejection has been a thorn in my flesh. All these children, kids, inner city youth that's being slaughtered in the street, that didn't have to happen. It just didn't. So a lot of people, they have blood on their hands, and so, I don't want to be I don't want to be shaking hands with the enemy. I want to keep my distance. Lucayo Chicago will be a multi-purpose facility which will offer a multifaceted plan on a domestic level, focusing on local issues within the United States, and then on an international level, focusing on African issues, and in time the Caribbeans, and eventually Brazil. Lucayo Chicago will have 7 separate functions within the business. They are as follows: a social service component, a spiritual component, which will be optional for secular people. But again, this is going to be a Christian business, but it's going to be operated a little different than you may think of. A political component, an entertainment component, an entrepreneur component, a media component, which will be the new black voices of media, which is what I'm doing right now. That's what this is. And a health and wellness component. I prefer black middle class professionals to assist me in managing and making sure that this business will be effective and successful for years to come, so that we can pass it down to the next generation. We would also launch African tours so that we can reconnect with our native African brothers and sisters on the continent. Through the business, we will create satellite communities while developing an international trade among African entrepreneurs with Black American entrepreneurs. We also plan on setting up chapters in 10 African nations. I thought that people would be willing to embrace my ideas, but instead they was just looking at me all dumbfounded. So, that was a turn off. So, I keep trying to explain to people about how Nehemiah was able to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, because he didn't do that by himself. He had professional architects, bricklayers, and engineers. And so, I can't build this organization by myself. And it takes capital, bottom line. And I'm not reaching out to the financial elites, because these are the people that caused all these social problems in the first place. They're the ones that's causing all this oppression. They're the ones that hoarding up all the resources. That's why they don't want to give us reparations. But anyhow, our next film will be made in South Africa, the sequel, and we will focus on our continental African brothers and sisters who experienced the trauma of colonization. And the next film will be entitled African Liberator: Battle Against the Colonized Mindset. A colonized mindset is the internalized attitude of thinking European culture is somehow superior to African culture. And also, many Africans that were colonized may feel that Western culture is, better than their own culture, so, they got to heal from that. Attention, black parents, if you don't want to get your child to get the jab, then consider creating your own school. If Lucayo Chicago was up and running, then we would offer virtual classes and workshops. But for now, I recommend that you read up on homeschool laws in your state. Find out your state laws about your exemption to opt out of the mandate based on religious grounds. We as a people are not looking for a way to exit America. Instead, black people are looking for acceptance and approval from white people. That's just being the honest, doggone truth. On this show, we're talking about saving our children and strengthening the black family. The majority of our people don't want to build nothing, nor do they want to hear about a solution. This is why it's taken me so doggone long to get this film project popping. One of the main things that black people leave out of a discussion is learning financial literacy so that you can learn how to save and manage your money. My question to our listeners, how can we convince millions of blacks to stop patronizing all these other groups who refuse to patronize black businesses? Please leave a comment about this report in the comment section and also post your comment on my Facebook page. My second topic is Lori Lightfoot on the wrong foot. Lori Lightfoot has the police union in Chicago against her mandate that all city employees have to get the jab. I think it's safe to say that she has lost the vote from the Fraternal Order of Police. Mayor Lori Lightfoot was speaking about racial unity on Fox News. I provide a clip on my transcript on my Medium page under Show and Prove if you want to see that. The mainstream media is attempting to undermine Lori Lightfoot. I notice a pattern. The press is releasing negative reports against her. For example, the police, the budget, the city council, the aldermen, and now the polls. The media has to destroy their intended target. First, the media have to make the intended target unpopular by destroying the target's image. Where's the LGBT activist? What she is finding out is that she does not have the community to fight for her. The issue is not integration, LGBT, or immigration. The issue is black economic empowerment. A lot of black politicians thought they were going to be able to make it without the black community. Instead, they reach out to the non-black community, and they think that that would compensate for their complete lack of black support. And what they are finding out is that they need black people's support. These black politicians look like us, but they identify with the dominant society, and with the financial elite's agenda, that's their new playbook now. If we talk about MLK and acknowledge racism, but don't do anything about it, just like Obama, we have to start scrutinizing who these people are, because we keep getting Trojan horses. It sounds cool and exciting how corrupt Chicago is in the music videos, until one of your loved ones become a victim of corruption. Then it won't be cool anymore. You got young people being raised in a corrupt environment. It's not cool when they become the victims of corruption and need justice and resources. The murder of Laquan McDonald was a cover-up by the Chicago Police Department on former Mayor Rahm Emanuel's watch. Well, he had been nominated to become the ambassador of Japan. And guess who is supporting his ambassadorship? Laquan McDonald's great uncle, Reverend Martin Hunter, has given high praises to the man who covered up his nephew's murder. It's such a shame. How could a religious person justify supporting a politician who was involved with a cover-up, and those who have a homosexuality agenda? I am embarrassed to what's becoming of our people on a national level. Not only did Laquan McDonald, great uncle, throw him under the bus, but there was also nine Chicago aldermen that signed the recommendation letter as well. Our black politicians have sold the black community out. This tells me there is no consequences for being off code. Please leave a comment about this report in the comment section, and also post your comments on my Facebook page. My third topic: how the financial elites change the rules. To live in a system of white supremacy is to live in a system of injustice and insanity. The rules are constantly changing in order to keep the financial elites in power. When we talk about white supremacy and racism being a systemic issue, it's a system that covers all levels of society. We're going to touch on a few examples. Here's one example of how the financial elites change the rules using State Attorney Kim Foxx of Cook County. I found a video clip entitled, quote, Illinois Republicans push legislation to override prosecutors, unquote. Society has been telling black people that the rules are the rules and cannot be broken. It is amazing how swiftly all of these rules are suddenly reversed. It reminds me of the Lightthorn case. You had a prosecutor who had wrongfully prosecuted someone, then all of a sudden he's disbarred and jailed following court findings concerning his conduct in the Duke LaCrosse case for conspiring with the DNA lab director to withhold evidence that could have acquitted the defendants. Well, in Illinois, they're showing you when a black state's attorney is doing something that the financial elites don't like, they can change the rules on you real fast without going to court. Just like they did in the Bill Cosby case. When a black person isn't weak and powerless, all of a sudden you have the legislator, the court, and the media are ready to take you down. I encourage people on my friends list to go to my transcript on Medium, scroll down to Show and Prove, and look at the video entitled Illinois Republican Push Legislation to Override Prosecutor, and listen to what they said. They are talking about making a new proposal that would give the police the ability to arrest a suspect and also to press felony charges. What happened to everything has to go through the prosecutor's office. Notice the legislator is only focusing on making a law in Cook County to rein in a black prosecutor. When former state's attorney Anita Alvarez was in office, she did not indict anyone. The legislator looked the other way. She lost the support of the people, and yet we did not hear this kind of talk from the Illinois legislator. What's wrong with this picture? Nobody is pointing the finger at the prosecutors in Atlanta. This will also expand to all major cities in America. Just watch. I did not make up this. I cite my sources. It came from WGN mainstream media. You don't hear your so-called feminists saying a word, do you? You don't hear the Democrats saying anything, do you? The financial elites put her in place, and now they're going to use her as an excuse to change the rules. Here's another example of how the financial elites change the rules. According to Forbes, quote, ex-Minneapolis cop received lesser sentence after court decision that could impact Derek Chauvin's case. If something benefits black people, then all of a sudden those in power want to change the rules. These two cases have nothing in common. The financial elites is trying to set the narrative that Derek Chauvin third-degree murder conviction is equivalent to Muhammad Noor, even though the circumstances are completely different. I am encouraging everyone who is listening to this video podcast, make sure you share this with your friends. Also hit the like button. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The white supremacists are upset because this is the kind of message that proves to everyone that there are one set of laws for black people and one set of laws for white people. Our black politicians told us that in order for us to receive reparation, it has to go through Congress, then there has to be a study, and then a commission, all of that bull. We are in the information age, and this is the age of exposure. We all witnessed how fast the Asian hate crime bill passed through Congress and was approved by both Democrats and Republicans. None of these mainstream news reporters are grilling Governor Greg Abbott or other Southern governors about cracking down on these business owners who employ illegal immigrants. When black people are concerned, you have injustices across the board. The financial elites make up the rules as they occur. When black people get arrested for drugs, the state sees all of your assets, but when it comes to illegal immigrants, that state don't call in ICE to do these business owners who employ them. They don't execute the RICO statutes. It's already a federal law that you're not allowed to employ illegal immigrants, but it's rarely enforced. You don't have to arrest millions of illegal immigrants, just arrest those business owners who hire them. Notice the laws that the city and state use to penalize black people, which benefits the prison industrial complex. What we're doing here as the New Black Voices of Media, we're documenting all of our stories on our written transcripts, audio, and video. The purpose of this video podcast is to provide you with facts and relevant information from a black perspective or Afrocentric perspective. Please leave a comment about this report in the comment section, and also post your comment on my Facebook page. My fourth topic, Senator Cory Booker. U.S. Senator Cory Booker out of New Jersey assured members of the NAACP that black voters will show up for the Democrats. He also made the case why black voters should not sit out the midterm election next year. Cory Booker shouldn't show his face in the black community because he and the Congressional Black Caucus helped pass the Asian hate crime bill without trying to include black people in that bill. But the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act failed. These black politicians said if you help get the Democrats in office, they would reform the criminal justice system. Everyone knows that collectively, black Americans is politically unaware, and this is how they get you fall for the same tricks these people put your way. Black politicians sign off on everything that Joe Biden wanted. This is to give everybody else resources except black people. Understand, black people, our civil rights and our voting rights are leased every 25 years. We don't have a permanent civil rights or voters' rights. There's a governor race in Virginia that's going to be a test for black people, the Virginia governor's election. The Democrat is bringing out Stacey Abrams, Kamala Harris, and Barack Obama, a man that lost his credibility with the black community. He extended sanctions on Zimbabwe, a country that did nothing to America. I lost all respect for him. He declined reparation for black Americans who built this country, but gave Jewish American reparations for something that did not happen in this country. I am so done with this man. Please encourage your friends and family members not to reward the Democrats in that election. The financial elites plan to import non-black people from Latin America, Central America, Mexico, and Afghanistan in order to neutralize the black vote. I found an article this on ABC Wave entitled Virginia Gives Democrats a Test of Black Turnout Before 2020. First, voting is a transaction. You get something in exchange for your vote. This article said President Joe Biden So that was part of my presentation. Now I'm going on part 2 of my presentation. So bear with me. Because yes, I am reading my transcript, but hey, it is what it is. I want to make sure that my information is cited correctly. And if you want to read my transcript, then send me a Facebook message to my inbox and I send you the transcript. All right, so just bear with me so I can finish my presentation and read my transcript. All right, we're back. The article said President Joe Biden approval ratings are falling, and a lack of action by the Democrat-controlled Congress on voting rights, an issue important to African Americans. This article tries to make it seem that voting rights is the most important thing to us. The most important thing to us is receiving our reparations. The mainstream media is trying to speak for us. The Democrat strategy is to bring in all of these cherry-picked Negroes who the mainstream media made prominent so that they can tell us how important it is that we vote. The Democrats want black people to stay on that hamster wheel. Forget that. Graham media represents the black grassroots and the global black family. We're bringing about a political realignment within black society. We made it clear what the politics must be. Put tangibles on the table. Then we can discuss business. Let's be clear. When I speak on this show, we don't do edutainment here. I speak about what's happening in the streets. I can't sugarcoat genocide. Unfortunately, a lot of our people have acquired a taste for all types of distraction in this. The reason we can't get things done. We are not looking for black celebrity endorsements. This is the work I am called to do, and all of us have to be behind this. Please leave a comment about this report in the comment section and also post your comment on my Facebook page. My last topic. Joe Biden wants to pay illegal immigrants who were deported under Trump $450,000 per person. The Biden administration wants to give reparations to illegal immigrants while opposing them for descendants of American slaves. Just when you thought that things couldn't get any worse for the Biden administration, mainstream media reveals something no one asked for or demanded. The financial elites are trying to force black people to finance our own replacements through our tax dollars. The financial elites are giving our tax dollars over to illegal immigrants that hate us. Think about the level of disrespect that this involves. On day one, the Biden administration began signing executive orders and providing resources to the LGBT community, the Latino community, illegal immigrants, the Asian community, along with a hate crime bill and $50 million, but nothing specifically for black people. Now, this administration is considering giving reparations to illegal immigrants out of our tax dollars thanks to black voters who voted for this. You all know this man's track record. This is imperative that the Democrats see it, that black people remain powerless. The financial elites want to create a buffer class. You would have to give them access to resources, otherwise they will become impoverished. In addition, they would need land and legal protection, all of the things that descendants of American slaves needed but were denied. You can't make it anywhere without resources. Now you understand why we keep saying cut the check. Just take a look at what they're doing for all these other groups. I found an article from Al Jazeera entitled U.S. House approves $6.3 billion for Afghan refugee resettlement. The Biden administration gave $6.3 billion to Afghan refugees. Notice what didn't happen. There was no committee, no conference, no study. All of the excuses they tell us. Financial elites is publicly letting black people know that they have the ability and the means to grant us reparations if they want to or not. I found another article, this time from Market Watch. Quote, U.S. government in financial settlement talks with families separated at southern border. Unquote. The article is talking about how the Biden administration wants to pay illegal immigrants who were deported under Trump $450,000 per person. I remember running across a bunch of bootlicks who was telling me that the American government can't afford to pay us reparation. It would bankrupt the country. I came across another article from ABC 13 News entitled Biden administration ruling plan to pay separate migrant $450,000 each per report. It said the Biden administration is considering a plan to compensate families here illegally with nearly $500,000 per person, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal. The plan is a response to a series of lawsuits filed on behalf of migrant families claiming they were traumatized by Trump-era family separation at the border. Family, what have these black politicians been telling us? You can't sue the U.S. government. Now, all of a sudden, they can, because they need an excuse for what they are doing. Notice they are not talking about the Haitians. This payout are only for people from Latin America, Central America, and Mexico. Notice who is not speaking out against this, your black immigrant media. You may be wondering, why is this happening? Because black people helped get Jim Crow Joe in office. The white population in America is shrinking, and the financial elites want to maintain their power and control over the political structure, the economic structure, and the social order. Their population is declining, so they decide to import as many non-black groups into America to neutralize the black vote. Their objective is to create a system which has different groups so that no one group can dominate over the other group. The financial elites in America is trying to create a South African model where they remain in control of the economy, all of the money, and all of the resources. I've been preaching about this to my members for the past 29 years, and now what I have said is coming to pass. The financial elite's agenda is to implement a South African model. If you are wondering what is motivating their agenda, it's because their population is shrinking. For example, take a look at the representatives in California, Florida, and Texas. They want their buffer classes who are non-white to reinforce white supremacy. This is your rude wake-up call, Black America. We have passed the era of warnings. I warned Black America 2.5 decades ago. I am not here to warn you anymore. We are now in the era of consequences. I am here to report what's happening in Black America until I am able to get my film project fully funded and made. Then I can move from behind the computer and fulfill all of the things which I have written, God willing. Black people as a group have a pass down this Willie Lynch mentality that has become ingrained at the genetic level. It is the young people who have to reject this Willie Lynch mentality within black society for their own survival. This is what we need. We'll teach our members. Those who are non-members will we will pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. If they want to be annihilated, that's on them. The Willie Lynch mentality invites the Dylan Roofs of the world into their space and tell themselves they can convert white supremacists into loving human beings. We want to make a clear distinction between us and them. We will separate ourselves from those within the community that means the black community no good. Once we're established in Chicago, we will have a mandatory orientation. Every person who wants to be a member must attend. You would also have to pass a criminal background check and sign our community pledge. Finally, we will require that everyone's thumbprint is placed in our database in order for us to keep tabs on what people are doing in the organization. No freeloading. Everyone must contribute for the success of our business. No hardened criminals, no urban terrorists, no active gang members, no pedophiles allowed in my organization. This is how I get down. Please leave a comment about this report in the comment section, and also post your comment on my Facebook page. That being said, I will open up the phone lines. I will wait for about 15 minutes. If I don't have any callers, then we're going to call it a day. But again, I'm doing the best that I can to get my message out there. Not doing this for my health. And I am encouraging everyone that's on my friends list to please put me on blast, meaning share my information with all your friends. And the video podcast, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And whenever we upload a new podcast, all you have to do is, if you subscribe, you'll be the first one to know, because you get that alert. And that way you can watch it. It'll be available 24/7.